talk about sudden cardiac arrest. The heart is a muscle, just like any other muscle, like you go and have a piece of steak, that's maybe a piece of the rib, around the ribs, or the behind, or the shoulder of the cow. Well, this is the muscle of the heart. The muscle of the heart is different than any other muscle in the body because it has its unique ability to create its own electrical activity. You can be completely brain dead, but your heart keeps beating because of these electrical pathways in the heart. Now, how it's supposed to go is we see either here on the flip chart or on the screen, you see a little bump and a spiky thing and a little bump. That should be the heart contract, contract, contract. And then, for whatever reason, the heart all of a sudden gets a little bit crabby. And it starts, instead of going contract, contract, it shakes, it vibrates, it gets lots of electrical signals from all over the place, and it doesn't know what to do. Sometimes the patient might look like they're having seizure type of activities because their heart is just jiggling around in their chest. At first, it's very violent, and then it becomes less and less, until at the end, it's a straight line or flat line or virtually no electricity at all, and it sounds something like this. That is a patient that has very little chance of resuscitation. In this period of time right here is when your hands become the heart of somebody who has suddenly collapsed. You can save their lives just by quick action. This is not the same thing as a heart attack. A heart attack are when the blood vessels that surround the heart itself get blocked up, and then they die. A little area of the heart itself dies. A heart attack can affect the electrical system of your heart, but other things can affect the electrical system of your heart also. The situation looks something like this. Here's Thomas. He's a 49-year-old man, maybe carrying a couple extra pounds around the middle. He's been working hard, dragging in mannequins, trying to help out, and today he says that he just doesn't feel well.
I don't feel well.
And all of a sudden, after he says that, he suddenly drops to the ground. Now, if you need to stand in the back to see this, just nicely, without freaking out. If you're in the front, you can see easily. All right? This is how the scenario should go. You quickly realize that there is a problem here. Your friend, your relative, is now on the ground, appears to be not responding to you. The first thing, this is so easy, the first thing you're going to do is call out to him. But I don't want you to use like your casual voice, hey dude, you okay? Not kind of like that. I want you to use a strong voice, like your mom wants you to get up in the morning and get out to school. Hey, hey, are you okay? Shake and shout. That's the first thing. He's not responding. The next piece of information that I want to know is what is his breathing like? Here's 30 of us in the classroom, and we don't hear each other breathing, which is the way it's supposed to be. Breathing should be silent at about 12 to 20 times a minute. So if all of a sudden you hear him, and he's your person, and they're sounding something like this, and I'm not talking about your dad on the couch on Sunday afternoon, okay? This is somebody who has suddenly collapsed. They now have gasping or snoring respirations maybe 6 times a minute. Those are called agonal breaths, or the last breaths before somebody dies, and they don't really supply a lot of oxygen. So he's not responding to us. He's not breathing properly. Now, am I getting worried?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm seriously getting worried. And I'm seriously thinking that I need to call 911 and get more help here. But how many people am I going to get to come out when I call 911 for somebody who's down on the ground?
1, 2,
Keep going.
3,
Keep going.
6, 12, 28.
8. You're going to get 2 engine companies, which is about 4 people per company. So you're going to have 8 guys coming rushing in the door. And are they going to be real happy if this person really isn't unresponsive, if this is a game or a joke? No, they're not going to be so happy at all. Let's say that that he really wasn't unconscious and he was just pretending, but you thought that he was doing a really good job pretending, and you made a phone call. The fire department does not want to come out on something nonsense because there's enough real things to be worried about. So I want to make really good and sure that he really is unconscious. So I want all of you to take your fist like this with your knuckles. This is bone here. Right in the center of your chest is called a bone called the sternum. And we're going to rub like this. This is called a sternal rub. Everybody don't have to do it too long because it should be very annoying.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to do. We want to check to make sure. You can stop. You can all stop because you can put a red mark on yourself. Because we want to make sure that he really is unconscious at this moment. And would we ever want to do CPR on somebody who doesn't need it?
No.
Not only can you break their ribs and puncture their lung and lacerate their liver, but is he going to be very happy if you start pressing on his chest? No, he's going to wake up and bop you on the nose. So I'm going to take my knuckles here and rub it into his chest really hard. Thomas. He's still not responding. Now I know I need more help and I am going to call 911. The most difficult thing I'm going to have to do if I'm by myself at this moment, I have to get up and walk away from my patient on the floor, maybe my mom or dad or whoever, and pick up the phone to call 911 because you need to get them on their way as soon as possible. I've made my phone call. Now we have a heart that's possibly just jiggling around in the chest. Have you ever gotten in trouble ever in your whole entire life with your parents or a teacher and they say something like, knock it off? Okay, and you're like, oh yes, okay. That's what we want to do with the heart. We want to shock the heart and get it back into a normal rhythm. I'm sure you've all seen the machines on TV where they have paddles and they put it on the chest and clear. Well, we here at the school here, you have a defibrillator. You have that machine in the office. It's called an automated external defibrillator, or AED. And this machine is very smart and can read the heart rhythm and determine if that heart needs a shock or not. So we're going to see if there's an AED around. We've already made our 911 call. The next thing we want to do is make sure that our patient is on a firm surface. You cannot do CPR on a soft surface because you'll just press and they'll bounce up and down like this. If they're on the couch, that's right, if they're on the couch, they're on a bed, you're by yourself or you just have younger people, you grab them underneath the armpits and drop them to the floor. Drag them out to an open space. We do not care about their bottom. We do not care about their legs. They're dead and they have bigger issues. You must act quickly, all right? So on a hard surface right away. Now, because we never ever wanted to practice CPR on somebody who really doesn't need it, and because we're Catholics and we know how to do this, we're going to do a little resurrection here. And thank Thomas for being helpful. Oh, he's all better. And I'm going to grab a mannequin, and we're going to continue on with this so that we know what the whole sequence looks like. Are you ready? Hey, hey, are you okay? I'm shaking and shouting. There's no immediate response. I'm listening. Is he breathing normally? No, he's not breathing at all, or he has those deep snoring respirations. I want to check myself because I don't want to make this phone call unless I'm really sure that he's unconscious. So I do my sternal rub, 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 rub. No response. If you're with somebody else, look them in the eyes and give them the order. You go call 911. You go get the AED. Not just a general call-out factor because somebody will think that somebody else has done it. If I put that responsibility on you, I expect that you're going to come back and say, listen, I've called 911. If you know you're the type of person that gets really squeamish and might pass out in a situation like this, you might want to be the one who either makes the phone call or goes outside and waits for the paramedics or the fire department to come on scene. Because they might not know where the library is. We're here, but we're in the library, and they get here and they go to the hall instead of the library. And every single second counts. So we've got them on a hard surface. The next thing that we're going to do is begin our continuous chest compression CPR. We interlace our fingers with our shoulders directly above our hands, mid-nipple line, middle of the chest, male or female. Shirts come off. Again, they're dead. They don't care that their shirt is off. All right? Hand placement is important. Perfect CPR is only about 25% as effective as a beating heart. So we want to do the best we can with the least amount of injuries. And it looks something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5